Hello, this is Dr. Tez, your favorite health advocate. Today, I'm once again here to give you information that will help you take informed decisions about your health and well-being. I'd like to talk about something that we don't enjoy talking about, and that is mental illness and mental health. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so what better time to discuss this issue? Did you know that suicide is the fourth most common cause of death among young people 15 to 29 all over the world? That's right. Whether it is anxiety, mood-related disabilities like depression, eating disorders, disorders related to trauma, or substance abuse, millions of people are living with the reality of mental illness. And it is not just them, but their families that are affected by this. So, what comes to your mind when we talk about mental illness? To many people, you see visions of someone who is half naked, wearing rags, eating from trash cans. But at the end of this video, you'll come to understand that even someone who is well educated, well spoken, well traveled could be living with mental health issues or mental illness. So, before we talk about mental illness, what does mental wellness look like? What would you see? What would you experience to know that you're in a good place mentally? Well, the World Health Organization defines mental health as that state of mental well-being where the individual is able to achieve their utmost potential, can cope with the adverse events of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and contribute to the well-being of the society or their community. See, in that definition, there's nothing there that talks about people who are eating from trash cans. Your ability to achieve your potential or to work towards achieving the best of who you can possibly be. Your ability to cope with adverse life reactions or life events. Your ability to work productively and contribute to the wellness, to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problems. These are some of the things that point to whether you are in a good place mentally or not. So, are you beginning to have a shift in your mindset? Let's expand on this a little bit further. What else would help you to know that you or someone else that you know or love is in a good place mentally? Cognitive skills. The sheer ability either to read or write, or to reason, to ideate, to think logically, and to take decisions based on information that is available is a good sign that you are in a good place mentally. So if you're unable to take decisions, or someone is unable to think, or someone is unable to create or be creative, or to reason logically, that could be a potential sign that something is wrong somewhere. Emotional modulation. Sometimes we get angry, we get sad, we get upset. Our ability to deal with our emotions and to have the right emotions for the right condition is a pointer to our state of mental health. Have you seen someone who overreacted to a situation where people thought, but that reaction is out of sync with what happened? That could be a pointer that someone is unable to deal with their emotions adequately, or someone who is always sad, someone who is always depressed, someone who is always unhappy. But the ability to modulate your emotions, to be happy when the situation calls for happiness, to laugh and to dance and and to sing, or to be upset when the situation calls for that, is a pointer to a healthy mental state. Empathy. How are you able to put yourself in the shoes of another person? A few weeks ago, I was driving, and on the way, a man's car broke down with three kids in the car. It was blistering hot, 40 degrees centigrade. What do you think other commuters did? It was interesting to note that most people cursed at him, yelled at him, asked him to push his car out of the road. What do you think that tells about the mental state of the people who are unable to empathize when a situation calls for it? Wouldn't it have been nicer to understand, and even if you're not able to help, to just drive by quietly? So, ability to put yourself in the shoe of someone else is a pointer to your mental state. We've talked about ability to cope with adverse life events. You have probably heard of someone who committed suicide because they failed exams. I know of a man who went next door to shoot a neighbor because his house burnt down, and he blamed the neighbor for not calling the police or calling for help. So, what is the right reaction when adverse things happen? Because adverse things happen. People die. We lose our jobs. We get angry. Relationships break down. What is the best way to react to that adverse event? Our ability to cope with that and to come out on the other side stronger and better is a pointer to the power of our mental health. What else? Flexibility. The ability or the capacity to change your mind or to change positions based on new information, based on greater awareness, based on better understanding of something is a pointer to your state of mental health. Have you ever seen someone who is unmovable, who can never shift their position, who says, I have always done it this way and I will always do it this way, irrespective of what new information or what new insight they are given about a situation? So that ability to be malleable, to change positions, to not that you're losing your values, but to take a decision based on unfolding information is a pointer to the strength of your mental health. And the more rigid you are, the more you may need to explore more on why that is happening. How about performing in social roles? Every one of us has social roles that we're required to perform in, either as a partner, a husband, a wife, a parent, a staff, a worker, a boss. These social roles call for different responsibilities and different skills. And our ability to deliver on those skills and to deliver on those roles is a pointer to the strength of our mental health. Have you ever seen a parent or a father who doesn't care if the kids are in school? Have you seen a mother who doesn't care if the kids have eaten or if the household is in shambles or not? Have you seen of a boss who doesn't care to mentor, who doesn't care to ensure that things are working well in the job that he is in charge of? So, the strength, the capacity to perform well in our social roles, the roles that we have either taken up or that society has given to us, is a pointer to how strong or how stable we are emotionally. And finally, the ability or the capacity to live in harmony with everyone else. Do you know that person who is always able to adapt to the next person with they know when to argue, they know when to walk away, they know when to engage, they know when to be silent. They just have an ability to live in harmony with everyone around them. And when you're in their presence, you feel a sense of peace and a sense of well-being. Do you also know someone who comes into a committee or into a team and everything just goes wrong? They're argumentative, they never seem to have the capacity to be at peace with anyone else. Ability, the capacity to live in harmony with your environment is a strong pointer to your mental health. So, what's the takeaway from this video? In all of these things I've talked about, not once did I talk about people who are hearing voices in their ears or who are, like I said, eating from trash cans. So, it means that mental well-being or mental illness goes beyond all of that. And if you don't have these capacities, if you don't have this understanding, you will not know when your loved one or someone that is in your environment is going through a mental health issue. Ability to have insight into mental well-being and mental illness will help you to quickly pick up when someone is not in a good place mentally. In the next video, we'll take specific looks at mental illnesses in their specificity. And I hope that this will help you to create more awareness, to help to create more awareness to stop with everyone else. Thank you for watching.